Thanks for staying with us. You're watching WION World is One. I'm Adhya Juneja and this is Speed News. Let's start with all the stories making headlines today. US forces strike Iran for a fourth day, targeting areas near Bandar Abbas and Qeshm Island. US Central Command says that the operations are aimed at reducing Iran's capability to threaten commercial shipping in the Strait of Hormuz, as Washington reinstates a naval blockade on Iranian ports. The escalation comes amid continued hostilities between US and Iran, with the strategic waterway remaining a key flashpoint for global energy and shipping security. US President Donald Trump has threatened to expand American airstrikes against Iran next week, warning that power plants and bridges could be targeted if Tehran does not return to negotiations. Well, the warning comes after the collapse of a ceasefire agreement, with tensions escalating over the control of the strategic Strait of Hormuz. Now, Trump said US would continue pressure on Iran unless talks resume. India has launched a seafarer-first initiative and a real-time tracking system using satellite data and the automatic identification system. Well, this in order to protect Indian sailors in the Strait of Hormuz, Persian Gulf and Gulf of Oman. The initiative follows deadly missile strikes on two UAE-flagged tankers that killed an Indian marine engineer and injured 10 other crew members. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps declared the Strait of Hormuz will remain closed to all traffic. They vowed to keep the vital oil transit route shut until the US ends its ongoing naval blockades and what it called as acts of aggression. Well, the shutdown follows direct military strikes and counter-strikes between US and Iranian forces. Iranian state media has released footage it claims shows a wave of drone launches targeting US positions at the Azraq air base in Jordan. The footage released by Iran's IRIB or IRIB on Tuesday was said to show multiple drones being launched as part of an operation against US positions at the base. The development comes as tensions between US and Tehran escalate, with US President Donald Trump reinstating a naval blockade of Iranian ports and warning of further strikes if negotiations do not resume. Iran's Revolutionary Guards say they have targeted facilities used by the US Fifth Fleet in Bahrain. Iranian state media reported that the attacks targeted command and control facilities, military equipment storage areas and fuel depots linked to the US naval presence. The claim came after US strikes on Iranian territory as tensions between US and Tehran continues to escalate across the region. US President Donald Trump has urged Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to withdraw Israeli forces from parts of Lebanon and Syria, according to a report by Axios. Well, the report says Trump warned that the Israel Defense Forces' presence in Syrian territory was creating tensions and advised Netanyahu to redeploy troops. Now, the comments come amid continued regional uncertainty and diplomatic efforts to reduce escalation in West Asia. The US House of Representatives overwhelmingly voted on Tuesday to pass a bill making daylight saving time permanent and ending the twice-yearly practice of changing clocks that has been observed across most of the United States since the 1960s. The 308 to 117 vote sends the bill to the Senate. If enacted, clocks would no longer return to standard time in November, though states could opt out of year-round daylight saving time. One person has died and 2 others remain missing after a 3-deck pontoon boat caught fire and capsized near Alcatraz Island in San Francisco Bay. Authorities say the vessel was carrying 19 people when it caught fire about 600 yards off the island, sparking a large search and rescue operation. Well, 13 people were brought safely to shore, while 3 others were taken to a hospital for treatment. The San Francisco Fire Department, Coast Guard and local police agencies continue to search for the missing passengers as investigation into the cause of the fire begins. Humanitarian aid from the United States has arrived in earthquake-hit areas of Venezuela, with supplies transported by amphibious vehicles to reach affected communities in La Guaira. Residents lined up to receive food and essential household items distributed by Global Empowerment Mission, a US-based disaster relief organization. The aid effort is supporting families impacted by the earthquakes as recovery operations continue in the region. Darlene Graham Nordon, the sister of deceased Senator Lindsey Graham, has been formally sworn in to temporarily fill the South Carolina Senate seat he held for more than 23 years. Republican Governor Henry McMaster appointed Nordon to hold the Senate seat until early January following Graham's death. The appointment allows Republicans to maintain their 53-47 majority in the Senate as lawmakers return to address key defense and national security issues. A special Republican primary is scheduled for 11th of August with a runoff possible later that month before the final election in November. Cuba has been hit by its third nationwide blackout in less than 10 days after its power grid collapsed. Authorities have yet to determine the cause of the failure, as fuel shortages and an aging electricity network complicate efforts to restore power. Millions across Cuba have been affected, with homes, businesses and public services facing major disruptions. The repeated outages come amid Cuba's worst economic crisis in years, with residents blaming both domestic power failures and external pressures for the deteriorating situation. In Havana, traffic lights stopped working and generators filled the streets as frustrated residents expressed anger over the continuing power crisis. Colombian security forces have freed 39 people who were abducted by the National Liberation Army, or ELN, in the western region of Choco. The military released images showing soldiers escorting civilians onto a helicopter following the rescue operation. The victims, including a minor, were kidnapped while traveling by bus on a highway in an ELN-controlled area. Colombia's military said 2 soldiers were killed during the operation to secure their release. The ELN, the oldest active guerrilla group in the Americas, continues to operate in several parts of Colombia despite failed peace talks with the government. A Spanish national has been arrested in Colombia after allegedly posing as a commercial pilot to smuggle cocaine to Europe. Authorities say the man was detained at Bogota's El Dorado International Airport while attempting to board a flight to Barcelona with around 10 kilograms of cocaine strapped to his body. Colombian police said the suspect was pretending to be an airline pilot as part of the alleged drug smuggling attempt. The case remains under investigation as authorities continue their fight against international drug trafficking. Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum says the country's homicide rate has dropped by nearly half since September 2024, crediting her government's new security strategy. Sheinbaum said the 48% decline represents thousands of lives saved, with authorities pointing to better intelligence, coordination between agencies and social programs as key factors. Mexico has faced years of violence linked to drug cartels, with hundreds of thousands of deaths reported since the government launched its anti-drug offensive in 2006. Now, the announcement comes as Sheinbaum faces pressure from US President Donald Trump to take stronger action against organized crime, including US proposals for operations against cartels in Mexico. The World Health Organization has launched the first clinical trial to test the antiviral drug obeldivesivir on people exposed to the Bundibugyo strain of Ebola in the Democratic Republic of Congo. The trial will assess whether the drug can help prevent infection after exposure and provide a new tool in the fight against Ebola outbreaks. The FBI has added gangster Nitish Kaushal, allegedly involved in murder, kidnapping and drug trafficking in the US, to its list of most wanted criminals as it closes in on the Bhagwanpuria gang. Well, Kaushal is an Indian national who allegedly carried out acts of violence on behalf of the Bhagwanpuria organized crime group, including but not limited to kidnappings and assaults. The FBI said Kaushal should be considered armed and dangerous and an escape risk. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar met European Council President Antonio Costa and EU Foreign Policy Chief Kaja Kallas in Brussels during his Belgium visit for the third India-EU Trade and Technology Council meeting. Now, the discussions focused on strengthening India-EU ties, trade, technology, maritime security, supply chain resilience and cooperation on regional and global challenges. Karnataka Chief Minister D.K. Shivakumar has written to Prime Minister Narendra Modi urging the immediate deployment of a central team to assess the emerging drought crisis in the state. Driven by a 30% monsoon rainfall deficit, the drought has severely impacted agricultural activities, leaving 18 of 31 districts with deficient rainfall. Tokyo has relaxed its office dress code, with male metropolitan government officials wearing shorts to work as part of a new energy-saving initiative. The move is an updated version of Japan's Cool Biz campaign, launched in 2005 to reduce energy use by encouraging workers to drop ties and jackets during the summer season. The latest change comes amid rising energy costs linked to the West Asia conflict and extreme summer heat in Japan. Chile has declared a preventive emergency across 10 regions ahead of an extreme weather system expected to bring heavy rainfall. The Chilean Meteorological Directorate said the storm will affect areas from the Atacama region to Los Lagos. Authorities have issued the highest alerts for parts of central Chile, including Santiago, where rainfall could reach up to 180 millimeters. The government has urged residents to prepare emergency kits and has suspended classes in some regions as precautionary measures. The preventive emergency will remain in place until 21st of July as authorities monitor the weather system. A UK government-backed study has found that social media restrictions helped teenagers improve their sleep, concentration and overall well-being as the country considers tougher online safety rules for young users. The month-long trial involved 309 households with teenagers aged 13 to 17, testing 3 measures: a 15-minute daily app limit, an overnight social media curfew, or a complete ban on social media apps. The study found a complete ban delivered the biggest boost to focus, while the overnight curfew provided the most consistent sleep benefits. Though many participants said the restrictions could still be bypassed using other devices, VPNs or false age declarations. Switzerland's Competition Commission has launched a preliminary investigation into Google after the company removed the choice screen feature that allowed Android users to select their default search engine during device setup. The regulator said the feature remains available in other European countries, but its removal in Switzerland gives Google search engine an automatic default advantage. Now, the probe will examine whether the move violates Swiss competition law and harms rival search engines by limiting consumer choice. The White House says the US will formally launch a new coordination group bringing together AI developers and operators of critical services to share information on cybersecurity vulnerabilities identified by advanced AI systems. The initiative follows President Donald Trump's June executive order and will connect AI companies with financial institutions, hospitals, energy networks, and other essential service providers. According to the White House, the collaboration will help identify software vulnerabilities faster, coordinate responses, and reduce the risk of AI-driven cyber attacks on critical infrastructure. The UK's government-appointed banking AI advisor Harriet Rees has urged Britain to build its own AI capabilities, saying limited access to Anthropic's advanced Mythos model highlights the need for greater AI sovereignty. The warning comes as most British banks remain unable to use Mythos, a powerful AI model designed to identify cybersecurity vulnerabilities, while access has so far been limited under US restrictions. The advisor recommended investing in domestic AI infrastructure, expanding partnerships beyond the US, and reviewing AI regulation to reduce dependence on foreign technology and strengthen the financial sector's cyber resilience. OpenAI is reportedly developing its first consumer hardware product, a portable screen-free AI smart speaker designed to act as a human-like AI companion for the home. According to Bloomberg, the device will be able to control smart home appliances, play media, answer questions, respond to messages, and use ChatGPT to deliver more advanced AI capabilities. The report comes just days after Apple sued OpenAI over alleged trade secret theft, claiming the company used former Apple employees to accelerate its consumer hardware ambitions. Iran reportedly used a long-known weakness in global mobile phone networks known as SS7 to track the locations of US military personnel before and during the Iran war. According to the Financial Times, the surveillance helped Iran locate US troops at military bases and hotels across Iraq, Bahrain, and other parts of West Asia. The report also said Iran used mobile advertising technology to gather location data, highlighting how old telecom flaws and digital tracking tools can be used for surveillance. China's economy grew at its slowest pace since 2022 in the June quarter, as weak investment and subdued consumption dragged momentum. GDP expanded 4.3% from April to June, missing forecasts and slowing from 5% in the previous quarter, falling below Beijing's full-year target range. Fixed asset investment contracted 5.7% in the first half, weighed down by a prolonged property downturn and constraints on local government borrowing. Retail sales rose 1% in June, showing modest recovery, while industrial output grew 5.3%, supported by exports. Despite the slowdown, strong exports and earlier momentum may keep full-year growth broadly on track. Asian markets rallied after softer-than-expected US inflation eased concerns over an immediate Federal Reserve rate hike. South Korea's Kospi surged more than 6% as technology stocks rebounded, while gains spread across Japan, Hong Kong. And Chinese markets turned volatile after China's economic growth misses forecast in second quarter. Now, strong Wall Street bank earnings also lifted sentiment, though rising oil prices amid tensions in West Asia kept investors cautious about the inflation outlook. Oil prices extended gains as renewed military action between the United States and Iran heightened fears of supply disruptions in the Strait of Hormuz. Brent crude climbed above $85 a barrel after reaching a one-month high, with investors pricing in growing geopolitical risks. Markets remain focused on whether the conflict escalates further or diplomatic efforts can help stabilize energy supplies in West Asia. The US dollar weakened after softer-than-expected inflation data reduced expectations of a Federal Reserve rate hike this month. The euro and pound strengthened, while Treasury yields fell as investors reassessed the outlook for US interest rates. However, rising oil prices amid tensions in West Asia continues to pose inflation risks, with markets now awaiting US producer price data for further direction. Spain have advanced to the World Cup Final by defeating France 2-0, ending the two-time champions' title hopes. Mikel Oyarzabal and Pedro Porro scored for Spain as they produced a dominant performance to book their place in the final. Spain will now face either England or Argentina in the final match as they aim to lift the World Cup trophy. One of international football's most storied and fiercest rivalries returns as England and defending champions Argentina clash in Atlanta for a place in the FIFA World Cup Final. Argentina boasts a perfect record when reaching the semi-finals of the World Cup. They have won each of their previous 5 clashes at this stage. The focus will now once again be on Lionel Messi, who has scored 8 goals in the tournament, while England are chasing their first World Cup final in 60 years. The live-action reimagining of Moana has sailed straight to the top spot at the UK and Ireland box office. The movie has launched across 628 cinemas. The Thomas Kail-directed epic has captivated audiences by translating the beloved 2016 animated musical into a visually stunning, real-world mythic adventure. Following the massive box office success of Moana 2, this live-action adaptation continues a highly lucrative winning streak in the territory. Indian actor Amir Khan and British actor Rachel Shelley shared an emotional reunion in London to mark the 25th anniversary of their Oscar-nominated film Lagan. Khan attended a special celebratory screening at the London Indian Film Festival. The duo, who played Bhuvan and Elizabeth Russell, exchanged warm hugs on the red carpet.